Ako si Sandra Magbual, ang supremo ng Katipunan Club. I'm 21 years old and I'm Filipino-American. My parents are from Manila and my dad is actually from the military, so they met in Rhode Island, and then from there they would travel around, and then in San Francisco was where I was created, and then after that we moved to Japan, where like part of my childhood was from, and then in Japan there's like a military base, so you don't really have that much exposure to the Filipino culture. My only exposure to Filipino culture was from like TFC or like the Filipino food that my mom would make me, because the only place I was able to eat Filipino food was in my own home. And after that we moved to Hawaii, and then fast forward, so now I'm in college. First of all, I love the food. Yeah, so like the lechon, sinigang, adobo, like I just can eat that every single day. But the one thing that I really love about the culture is how everyone really is like isang pamilya, or one family. Like for example, aunties and uncles, like the real definition is like, oh yeah, they're blood related to you. But in the Philippines and in Hawaii, you pretty much call any person who's older you like auntie or uncle, and I feel like it really like captures the essence of like the Filipino culture, because everyone really is part of your family. It almost feels like everyone's blood related to you already. My parents were actually in the military, so I feel like it wasn't very hard to be accustomed to American culture, but instead I felt like it was harder to be accustomed to the Filipino culture, because in America I guess it's like kind of hiya to be Filipino, like you really want to speak the American culture, you don't really want to speak Tagalog. But so I really became accustomed to American culture, but I really wanted to be like back to my roots. I really wanted to be Filipino, like who my parents are. I really wanted to get back to that heritage. So that was another reason why I joined the Katipunan Club, and from there I really learned to like love the culture and love like being Filipino-American, and I was really able to embrace that. So in the Katipunan Club, I joined originally because I knew a little bit of Tagalog already, so I thought it would be easy for me. But after, like being surrounded by the culture and like being really surrounded by this really loving community, it made me really proud to be part of it. And that's what really pushed me to become the president, because when I was in the Katipunan Club as a freshman, they really showed like how strong the Filipino community is, like not just the Filipino community but also the culture itself, and how like loving and welcoming it is. And I feel like that's really something that I love and that I want to bring forth to everyone else too for the future years. I really want to pass that down too. Filipino-American to me is so having that American culture but also having that Filipino culture, and like really finding that middle ground, because I feel like American and Filipino culture is kind of different, because in America it's really like an individualistic society. When you finish high school, you're expected to like move out from your family, like just contact them through phone and that's it. But then in the Filipino culture, right, when you finish high school, you're expected to like stay with them and really take care of your family, and that's actually what you want to do. Like you want to stay with your family as long as you want. And I feel like being a Filipino-American, you really find like that balance of American and Filipino, and like just create your own self and your own identity of Filipino-American.